seen Sven getting countered hard by Nature's Prophet in the past?
Yeah.
A famous moment that many people will remember.
You guys make me hate myself, honestly.
Bloodsick gets banned.
Don't bully RT.
The more you guys... I'm pained.
You're supposed to be the analyst. It's your job
Yeah.
to curb the stupidity.
I don't... I love you guys too much for this.
Chembam.
Chen does get this. So they take out both of them.
Yeah.
It's not just the cleave, it's like the game pace. So usually when you're playing against a Nature's Prophet, the thing that NP does, like every hero in Dota will have something good and something bad about it, right? If you look at NP, what does he do well? He shoves in waves constantly. He's always going to scout for you as a result. But what he can't do is he can't team fight. What can Sven do? He can team fight, he can shove in the waves. It's a good counter overall. It's not just like the laning phase and stuff, it's pace of game kind of.
Oh,
There's a Lich. We thought that would come out much earlier,
I was
though.
surprised a little late in the draft.
I think I like hid it away now, too, because I was like, yeah, they're done. I learned so much from you. You see, that's... On the internet, there's a rule.
Yeah.
If you ask a question, no one will say anything. But if you say the wrong thing, then everyone will tell you.
10 seconds.
So I've
remaining.
just been baiting you for all week. All I've just been saying stupid,
5
nonsensical
seconds
shit.
D chess. Come on, the Rubik one was real. I rewatched the VOD of
real.
that. You were so serious.
That's not real, dude.
Team pick.
40
Just don't
chess.
pick
He learned
those.
from, that's Witch Doctor. That's another way to deal with that's laning phase too, mostly versus Nature's Prophet. You can deal with treants very easily now with this lineup, and it's just, Navi loves this hero.
I think if you're Vega, you're not worried about Navi getting their hands on the old Dark Suit.
10 seconds remaining.
Just going for the old DS, wouldn't it? The follow up the Earth Spirit and the Sven.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Darkseer as a whole has kind of fallen off a little bit, just because when you talk to other players, you ask their offlaners like, why does this hero feel weak? And it's like, it doesn't feel like it does damage anymore, like it used to. The pace of the game for heroes like Darkseer and Magnus have just fallen off. Like these big spell cooldown ultimates and stuff like that, they just can't play in Dota anymore. There was that interview with Lil that we kept mentioning yesterday, where they were asked like, you guys were the best Magnus team in the world at one point, why have you stopped picking it? And he's like, the game is too fast now. You need heroes that have these low cooldown abilities that can just constantly fight. If you can't have that, then you're eventually going to get overrun by better teams, because the better teams will always play this faster style of Dota. And so you've got heroes like Lich, cooldown for his ultimate is very good. Frost Armor is a constant spam. I mean, look at all of these heroes. None of them have...
All fighting.
Yeah, they can all fight without any ability, without these large-scale cooldowns. They're all under 2 minutes.
We did see a Warlock win yesterday, though.
Warlock was a bit
10
different though.
seconds
That was the
remaining.
OG game, right?
Yes.
It was more for like the lane presence and the counter initiation.
5 seconds
This here, like
remaining.
you look at this too, like these heroes don't jungle. These heroes are all just pressuring. Like Darkseer is a hero that you pressure like the first 2 waves, you get your like level 3, you go jungle. Like, that's what it used to be. Can't do that anymore. The jungle sucks. The jungle is atrocious. So Brood, where we saw them try to deal with the Nature's Prophet.
We saw Brood yesterday as well.
Lich.
We did. It was played by OG. They lost that game.
They lost their
They
game.
did. Noto
10
had a
seconds
rough
remaining.
one, to say the least. But
It was
versus
really
Meepo.
far ahead too in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good start.
5 seconds remaining.
But you still have
Everybody on the side of VP that was carrying dusts, like that was a really big thing. Like they had 4 heroes carrying dust at all
Team
stages of the
back.
game, and they have a Meepo always
Team
forcing
back.
waves in, so they got a lot of information on the map versus him at all times.
Well, with the Slaughter, you already have a good way to chase him down.
That's true, but at the same time, pre-Slardar Blink Dagger, it's going to be hard for them to actually kill him, because for the most part you're just running at him, and he can always escape.
May I ask a question?
10 seconds
It's not an
remaining.
alchemist thing. Alchemist, huh? There's a hero nobody plays. Why will
5
they?
seconds
What's the ban?
remaining.
It's kind of cute against the Spider, isn't it? You know, knock down the Acid Spray and Radiance and suddenly you have a bajillion gold.
Sure.
Something that we see sometimes, in that sense. I don't know. I guess maybe just a hero that Vega must like to play, and we don't know about it, but Navi certainly do seem to. And if any team's going to know stuff from scrims behind closed doors, Navi are going to know what's up with Vega.
The last series that they played, actually, well, the last 2 series that they played, it was 2-1. The one was for Vega, one was for Navi. So they have played each other a lot lately. In the qualifiers, they meet each other, of course.
Oh yeah, these teams know each
Bunch
other
of
very
times.
well.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing.
And it's a fairly even score this season.
Interesting. This will be one hell of a grudge match there, then, Blitz.
Yeah, especially because Navi is the one that qualified for things while Vega was not. So unfortunate for Vega spawner.
Radiant team pick.
And it's a Beastmaster.
So we're looking at what?
that?
Broodmother mid lane again today. We saw it the other day. What from Noto to commit.
That's a way to deal with, to be annoying to the Viper.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Beast on that top lane.
I feel like this is definitely a Sven Ags game.
No, it's not. It's never a
seconds
Sven.
No game is this fantastic.
I've tried it with meatballs. I thought it was going to be good with meatball. It's not good with anyone.
He needs a new Ags, man. Won't the spiders kill themselves on the Viper?
I'm so down to see a Timber 1 position.
Is that your call? Timby Saw on Navi? I mean, yeah, it'd be pretty good. A lot of wave clear, good attribute destruction. Attribute destruction. Oh, I like
Show me the...
that. Timby?
That's my off-wall pick for the year.
I don't know what Vega's going to get.
I feel like you need a wave clear.
Choose your hero.
Alright.
I get pretty hard on the bear this game.
I think it's going to be a tough game for Vega, yeah. Navi's looks a little easier to secure. I mean, sure, Ursa and Slardar with the Corrosive Haze, like you can destroy a single target. Vipers have lots of single target damage. The team fights could get messy.
They've got quick Roche on Vega with Amp and Ursa and Nature's Prophet.
Alright, thanks, gentlemen. Stay for us to see, see what we think they're gonna do. You wanna go first, Jake? Yeah, sure. We got a Dendy Brood Mama. I don't know. I haven't been too impressed at all by Vipers lately, and this is a pretty basic draft. This is like, girl comes into class 20 minutes late with a Starbucks. I mean, it's pretty much just, you know that it was coming. So I'm gonna go with whatever team Navi.
No wave clear. I felt like they needed a hero that could wave clear. I think that hero was probably Timber. I'm going to go with Navi as well.
Uh-oh. All right, well, my name was already down there, so let's see if Vega can prove us wrong. It is over to ODPixel and Fogged for game number 1 of the series.
Hello.
Hello, thank you very much. And indeed, game 1, so we've got a quick pause. So please,
Oh god, no, not again.
We had lots of pauses yesterday. Hopefully we don't get more of them today. But yeah, so Navi and Vega, a little bit different from what we saw yesterday. Yeah. The heroes that we don't, I feel that we don't see a lot at all. I mean, Slardar, and to be fair, the Witch Doctor, even though we did see that yesterday, 2 heroes that are just not really sort of the highest of their popularity at the moment. And we have got the game going now, so we should be able to zip ourselves straight in. But yeah, what do we think? The Slardar in particular, rather early on here by Vega. What's the plan of in terms of showing this hero very early on? Like, where do you think Vega see its strengths this game?
I think they just want a fast-paced hero that can just like run around. This was one of the best ones that MVP was doing back when they were their very dominant form, right? Slardar was just every single game. He's no cooldown requirement, helps you for Roche, gives you all of the physical damage that you'll be lacking. That being said though, I look at Vega's draft and I see a lot of single target. I don't see a lot of big like team fight. I don't really see them having too much spread damage. It's like Lich ulti and Nature's Prophet ulti are their big AoE. When you look at Navi's, they have a ton of team fight coming out from the Sven, Earth Spirit, the Witch Doctor. There's going to be a lot of damage and stuns being thrown all around.
And interesting as well, but by the looks of it, with the lanes, is this them looking at the spider and wanting to keep the Viper away? I mean, G at the moment is going to the top, although Ardant's taking the Ursa to the mid lane. And is what the Ursa lane, for the Ursa, is it a little less tough? I mean, it feels like it's still not going to be an easy mid lane, is it? But
your Shock is very low mana. You're probably going to see him get multiple levels of it this game so that he can actually clear out the spiders, but he can spam it. Like, look, he has a high mana pool, 75 mana cost, should be okay. I don't think that the Broodmother is going to be able to actually kill him too well just because of how high armor Ursa has and how speedy you naturally are. I think he should be able to do okay in the first few levels, and I think that's what Vega's kind of planning for with this game. Looking at their draft, these 5 heroes as lanes to me.
Okay. Yeah, look, interesting to know as well. Look at the item that the Ardant's actually got queued up on the Ursa. Looking towards the Soul Ring straight up, so it's kind of nice to make sure constantly can use that Earth Shock, yeah, as you say. So really going all in on that to make sure that he does all right.
Roger, some harassment onto Slayer. They both just trade.
Of course, this leaves the other lanes to be what down for him. Afterlife on his own for the moment will be this Beastmaster versus the Nature's Prophet lane.
I don't know about recently, because like I was saying, I haven't gotten a chance to actually watch Navi or Vega play too often, but in the past, Slayer has been the big playmaker for Vega. At all times, he always seems to be running around making tons of stuff happen, as the fours tend to do, but he's been doing it. He was doing it very spectacularly last time when we watched. And Roger as well, on the other side, has been always moving around when he was playing Empire. and recently with Navi, as far as I've been seeing when he's been playing many Earthshaker games.
And just to clarify something, so Slayer is Shoma the Slayer. Slayer is Shoma the Slayer, and for those wondering as well, the Ryu. I'm not quite sure what this name's meant to mean, but that is Aloha dance. That's why. So we will refer to the Ursa as Aloha, because of course most of you will know that name. So Afterlife's back in, we should be able to get the game back on. Hopefully we don't have too many more of these pauses, as though some of the connections with some of these CIS teams haven't been too great recently.
I really like the way Vega has their lane set up. I think Navi wanted to have the ideal matchup like the Witch Doctor and Sven versus the Nature's Prophet, but now it's completely changed up. Like, I think that this Sven is going to struggle.
Yeah.
I think Witch Doctor's going to struggle as well. They have the hard clamp is blocked. They have vision as well on the side. Vega looks very prepared for this game already coming out from the laning phase.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it'd be sort of a question whether Navi do make any sort of lane switch-ups.
Yep. I'm also curious about the Dendi Broodmother.
Yeah,
right?
not something that we see a lot at all.
I don't think I see it too often. I think it's obviously a situational kind of thing where they're like, okay, if you want to lane it versus the Viper, but yeah, don't see it happen too much. And Dendi's actually prepared with 2 sentries at the start that they bought for him. So Seneko really wanted to make sure that this doesn't have any vision inside that lane on the opposite side.
Top lane.
Lich taking a heavy beating right now from Seneko.
Witch Doctor's got quite a bit of a punch with that right click early on.
He's got a Fairy Fire.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Doesn't actually have to use it. That incredible 315 movement speed, of course, on the Lich.
As we can see, he still has to respect the punch of the Witch Doctor. Mid lane, indeed, though, as sort of you said, you'd expect to see the Ursa certainly coming out ahead. Aloha Dance 8 for 2 against Dendi's 4 for 0. And yeah, as soon as those levels are there in the Earthshock, it's going to get a whole lot harder for Dendi. Has to make sure that he doesn't give away some of these broodlings as well. And it's definitely the chance for Aloha Dance to pick some of those up on the way in this 1v1.
They should still, Dendi should still do the farm perfectly fine. Of course, there's no sentry in the lane or anything. But I think that the Ursa will probably come out ahead if he does get even like 1 or 2 claps on those spiders. But you see all the spiders just hit him there, and they only did like 40 damage or so. The clap actually misses the spiders though, so it's going to eat a good chunk of harassment here. But then the second one hits. Oh, yeah. If he hits 2 spiders with another one, it's 2 claps and it's going to kill all the spiders, and that's only level 2 clap. So once it gets maxed up, it's going to pretty much one-shot those spiders.
They're on him again. Dendi trying to sort of tease out the Earthshock and kite him away. Dendi picking up the haste rune.
Could be a bit scary with like the rotations though, right? If the Earth Spirit gets level 2, they get like a lot of spiders out up, then maybe, but it's already a soul ring coming up for the Ursa. 15 and 3 CS.
As you say, he's going to have a much easier time keeping that CS advantage. Roll in. Quite make the connection with the stone.
He actually didn't drop a stone.
Roger's kind of in trouble. I mean, he's going to take a heavy bit of damage there in response. And with Afterlife coming in, the trees block him off. A bit of a misplay there from the Earth Spirit. Afterlife will lose his life. Seneco's coming in. Has got the Maledict. Slayer coming across, trying to stop Dendi from chasing down Aloha Dance. You should be fine. The level 1 Maledict. Not going to be enough damage to pop that Ursa.
That was very bizarre. Roger rolled in and didn't drop a stone.
Yeah, wasn't able to close the gap. Didn't have the extra distance they could cover because of that.
Maybe he hasn't played in a while. Maybe the hotkey wasn't set, and he didn't. Sometimes when you're playing the hero, you double tap your stone to drop it in front of yourself when you roll. So you hit the stone and you get that speed burst. But yeah, okay, mistake coming out from him. But at least Dendi gets the return kill onto Afterlife, and that's a safe lane Nature's Prophet who died right there. So it gives General a good start in that bottom lane too.
Yes, pretty even the moment. But as you say, if General continues to keep this sort of pace, it can get a little hairy for the Nature's Prophet. Beastmaster able to give him quite a bit of a punch down with the boars and such.
Top lane, as we expected, 4 Sven, only 9 CS.
Yeah, this is definitely the most one-sided lane out of the 3 so far in this game.
But I mean, Vega looks great here. Like,
yeah.
I don't even think Dendi wants to lane mid with his spiders because the 1 clap kills all the spiders, and Dendi's actually jungling. He's doing Ancients right now.
The Ancients are great. You get a lot from them, and then you can do them pretty easily, but it is going to give all this space to Aloha on the Ursa.
And no one's getting mid experience. Not even the Earth Spirit soaking. He's now grabbing an Invis rune and heading his way over there. A lot of experience being missed in the map's top lane. Slayer uses pressure. They've got the slow as well. The cast though, that's going to save Seneko.
It absolutely does. A little mini stone stopping Slayer from getting in another right click. Keeps Seneko alive. Bottom lane Roger is headed down here with the Invis.
He wants his boots. Maybe they can try to go for something here on Afterlife.
He is level 3.
Tough kill. He's pretty tanky right now still. If he gets very out of position, then maybe, but they have to save the stun.
Let's see how they can do it. Holding on to it indeed for the time being.
Afterlife.
Running for slows. Now go and look for the Sprout. Has got a backup in from Slayer.
Nice.
Boulder
Nice,
smashes
Roger.
there. Absolutely, yeah. Bit off the mark on his rotation mid, but down bottom. Comes in, holds the spells perfectly, and makes it impossible for Vega to do anything about that.
I think the boar was very low. I thought maybe he was going to send his treants on it to kill it, and then he'd be able to try to kill it, but it's still top mid lane. Afterlife has a dust,
Oh, and he
goes
has
out.
got it.
Dendy, but Dendy's very fine.
Yes, a little too speedy indeed. Took those webs and that's not quite with the face. But top lane, a bit of a go being made onto G. Going with the Maledict, but Viper, Asterion ends up doing more in return to Sineko. Here's the back off. Lower Dazzler coming to now 40 CS in that mid lane. Dendy's still close, and some of those Ancients as well. See a slight XP lead for Dendy. Still very even at the moment, and just was the question of who's going to have the biggest impact earlier. Lower Dazzler's got a great team around him to enable this Ursa to start fighting those fights. As long as they can get a good timing on the level 6 from Slayer.
Yeah.
So once that's there, if they can get the Corrosive Haze and the Blink Dagger for Aloha online, they can take down wherever they want across the map pretty much.
The big thing is
Crystallize.
The big thing is too is that you look at Navi's lineup, and the majority of their damage, as we were talking about, is like these these individual right clickers. Of course, they have the Earth Spirit and the Windstalker later on, but Lich Armor is going to be really dominant if they throw in the Ursa. Broodmother.
Look at this. Afterlife has to come in with the teleport top, looking to bully Crystallize. Buys time for Slayer to come in with the crush. He has the Warcry armor, but with 4 heroes surrounding him, and the tree is blocking him up as well. That's a very clean kill for Vega. And it was sort of at the same time that this mid lane happened. In this mid lane, it's not any better for Navi. They end up losing the Wish Dog to Aloha.
He's out as well.
Gets out. Should be fine here with the fountain regen, and indeed he is.
Damn.
Very smart moves there from Vega. Seeing the go being made mid by Wish Doctor, and immediately 4 heroes atop, beating down Crystallize, and the mid gank's not even a success.
I love the way, in case people notice it, you see the way Afterlife's using Sprout. He knows that all these heroes have Calling Blades, the Sven, the Broodmother. You put the whole entire Sprout in front of them. You don't try to trap them inside of it, because then you're just pretty much giving them a free getaway. So very well played by Afterlife. Even though he did pay with his life twice already, unfortunately, he's had pretty good impact on them across the map. But General claims that bottom tower, and General is, I mean, he's pretty much the rock for Navi in majority of their games. For the longest time that I can remember.
Yeah, always has a pretty solid lane, and well,
Speaking of him, though.
Roger is there, can offer some backup, but there's a lot of members coming on Vega. Afterlife TP's in, Raw's there to hold back the Nature's Prophet. Slayer does finally go down. The Sprout onto General, trying to juke it out in the tree line, but Afterlife G and Zayak are hot on the case. Let's wait through. It's back in, G's got the vision, Zayak lays it down with the blast. Will claim that King's Master, so Vega loses Slayer. Slaughter do get the general kill, so again another trade, Craving Vega Squadron. Lane Aloha Dance, level 9 now on the Ursa, and looks to be going straight for the Master.
Oh my god, Dendy! Be careful.
Oh jeez, he has to calm down. Dendy! Living on the edge there. They do have the Maledict down onto the bear. He's silenced as well, but Slayer's there. Comes in with the crush. Holds back the spiders and Lower Dance. He's just going to turn and maybe bring down Roger. Roger, one more touch and he's gone. Slayer.
Oh, he gets it.
He does. Lower Dance gets the kill. Does get taken out. But these mid ganks seeming to be very scrappy from Navi as they are struggling to deal with this Ursa.
He almost got Dendy, and he got a bunch of Spiderlings. If he had gotten like, that last clap on the rest of them, that could have been brutal. But now, thankfully, Spiderlings, 450 HP.
Oh, there we go. Interesting stat there from Nox. All 3 of Dendy's lifetime.
So he has,
But only 3 times in his whole career in pro games.
and they're all
recently.
yeah.
And the one win against Vega. So maybe thinking to try his luckier again with the Spider, but so far it's been a little rocky for him in that mid lane.
I was gonna say though, you can tell he's played it from the way that he's doing the playstyle, the way he's farming the neutrals and farming the ancients. Like, he's still gonna have like a 10-minute desolator.
Sure.
Incredibly good.
I mean, we can see that absolutely in the network. And a lot of sort of these mess ups in the mid lane they're not been Dendy, they've just been sort of misplays from the supports that haven't set up for what Navi were hunting for. So yeah, Dendy certainly still keeping pretty much on par with Aloha Dance's Ursa. Afterlife pretty much has Midas, as you can see here on Crystallize, the lifesteal.
Look at this though. Vega understands that Sven is out of the game pretty much right now. He needs to recover, and the way Sven recovers is through Ancient Sack. So they blocked one Ancient, they blocked the secondary Ancient. One got dewarded, but in general, bottom lane.
The Roars will be down a little bit onto the ledge, but the Frost Armor is pretty damn strong. Forward, does the boulder smash off, and will manage to punish the Lich. Ends up paying with his life by looks of it. The poison took him down low. Actually, no, he's still alive at the moment. In fact, he may just get away. He's going to have roll again in a couple of seconds. Slayer trying to close the gap. There's the silence. Kicks him back. Roger.
Oh, last time.
So close to being good.
Last time.
To like just going out to close the gap.
Andy knows that Ursa is in the Roche pit.
Oh, Bendy. He's going in on this, giving the Logos right. Chomp down Slayer. Crush, they do have the vision on Dendy for the time being. With different range of the sentry, but now back up there. Crystallize just waltzes in, drops the stun straight away onto Slayer. Slardar's gone, and Navi showing Vega that they will not let them have an easy Roshan for this Ursa this game.
Yeah, they have to watch themselves. It's pretty hard to sneak Roches in this game. The Hawks coming out from Navi, and also just the Spiders being all over the place. It's going to be tough for Vega to get that one if they until they have Corrosive Haze, and maybe if they get like a decent team kill, and then they can sneak their way in. They'll kill it very quickly.
Still running around there. Slayer. Slight bit of XP away from that Corrosive. Would have made things a whole lot easier here as Vega do go back into the pit.
Even under vision of the Hawk. Here comes
Navi.
General.
They are coming over.
Book 1 is online. They've got bagging time as well. They've got a good amount of team fight here in comparison to Vega.
This is such a risk for Vega to force it. Now we have the jumping straight away with the stun into the Primal Roar. Magnetizes down. Slayer coming forward. The nature craft bouncing around. They have to stun out onto Slayer. Slayer's gone, but Roger, he'll lose his life in return. Aloadal's trying to get himself away, but again gets stunned up. Navi picked up a second. Double kill though for G. They're finding the trades. Vega Afterlife tries for the TP out, but he doesn't make it. Vega then loses life in return. Aloadal's trying to get himself away, lucky enough to get himself out of there. As Navi, they take the team fight, they move straight into the pit, and with Dendy's Desolator and the remainder of Crystallizes God Strength, they'll take down this Roshan with ease. No chance for Vega to contest. And all in all, just a bit of a mess there from Vega, trying to go for that Roshan as sort of as you said you expected, and as we saw, Navi were more than ready to protect it.
Yeah, the Chain Frost didn't bounce well. There's too many Spiderlings anyway. It makes it really hard for you to get that versus all the summons that Navi does have. And, it's expected to happen. There's so many vision things that Navi has. I think that was a little bit stubborn by Vega coming out there. Giving a big advantage to Navi now.
Absolutely, and we saw Crystallize before. He was struggling behind the Nature's Prophet. Now he's got that leg back up. He's back on par with G's Viper. And absolutely the fight that they needed for Crystallize to land, to get those key items early on and make sure that farm continues to basically go.
No, he touched it. Have to let it up. Be able to go for him again. Rogers got the stun.
Is indeed looking to be a clean catch. Oh,
no way.
No, he can't get through. Oh, as if just on the edge of the cliff. Yeah, he cut one tree, but he couldn't pass through that gap.
Oh, Snake though. See, that's why. You remember yesterday? Solo never skills Deathport. Snake always gets death.
He gets the solo kills. The solo, surprisingly, doesn't it? But yeah, that's going to be a bit of a frustration there up top for Navi.
Yeah.
The wrong tree.
It happens.
Very unfortunate.
But yeah, like we said it during the draft though. Like Vega's lineup is not. They don't really thrive off of those team fights. The only way that they do is if they get really good Chain Frost and there's not really a lot of spiders. But there's always bound to be a good amount of spiders in those fights.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Very hard for the Lich to get much done at all with that ult.
Should be pretty tough for them to take fights until they have like Blink on Slardar pretty much. Because they don't really have a way to start the fights. Like, Ursa can run in, but they really need those Blink daggers on both Ursa and Slardar for them to get on top of those backliners that really make the team fight so difficult. It's already going to be like, it's already book 2 on Beastmaster. Once he gets that book 3, that's going to be a lot of damage that's going to be coming out for his team.
Down bottom Slayer indeed being given some space to farm towards that Blink. Halfway there, Crystallize, picking up the Ancient Stack. It's going to give him a good boost towards that Halberd.
Yeah, they dewarded the ward that was there actually blocking it, so he's able to get a triple stack. Already a Sage finished up, and he's caught up entirely. He's ahead of the Viper. So TP, not really, even though he's 3-0.
Look at this down bottom. General ready to set up Sneko. Go with the Maledict, the paralyzing cast. This time the Chain Frost pretty damn good for getting the kill in return. Snakeo's down. They do get the Slardar. General, so he's fine here. Afterlife comes in with the teleport. General, he goes straight for the TP. Knows that there's no cancel and he's out of there. Smart heads up from General. Just the 1-for-1 trade. But a support for support, definitely a trade that Navi are going to be the happier ones with. I mean, Witch Doctor, he's down, he's not farming, he's not getting gold, not a big issue. But Slardar putting his Blink Dagger behind every little bit, it absolutely counts.
Yeah, Slardar's 4, so that's the 5. So, some trouble. He's got Queen Rage up, but Roger comes in there with the Stun Slayer, gets a 3-man stun. Will they be able to get Ursa out? The Spider is not enough.
Oh, he's going to live. Great save from Vega. Seeing both of them, to be fair, both Slayer on the Slardar, Roger on the Earth Spirit, having a lot of good control that can counteract a lot of the plays from the opponents.
He's everywhere. Now they go for a smoke. They're looking for quick movements coming out. Take advantage of that vision that they definitely have an advantage of through the majority of this game.
Yeah, they have got the Blink, of course, on a low odd now, so do have the format of initiation through that. And yeah, Blink, Mask of Madness, Ursa plus Corrosive Haze. Should be a very, very dead hero on the side of Navi if they finally catch. Pretty question if they do crystallize still around the Ancients area, but it looks like Vega are just sweeping around this bottom lane, maybe seeing if anyone was pushing that lane down, as General has been for the most part, to be fair to Vega. He's constantly been down here. At the moment, he's switched things up. He's not in the neighborhood.
I think they were like, G's been pushing this bottom lane for the last like 3 or 4 minutes. They have to be setting up a movement on him, but not the case.
Cold and sweet.
Of course, General is now up on the top. So to force the lane round towards that tier 1.
Dire's bottom tower.
Bottom lane Vega just setting up camp around this tier 1 bottom, just in case any sort of defense comes through.
Afterlife mid, getting the TP out.
Damage.
The animation doesn't look like it's working though. I'm not even seeing him casting the teleport. He's just standing still for me.
It looks a bit weird sometimes.
Is that happening for you too?
Yeah, he's just sort of standing there AFK and then he disappears. Dendi pushing down tough. Bottom lane, Snake's just getting dove up on here. Aloha Dance dies behind the tier 2 with the speed of the phase boost. The Mask of Madness gets the kill, gets out. Dendi will find the tier 1 trade in response, but Vega bottom lane. Let's push on. G outside. Sayak moving on. Aloha Dance just going absolutely crazy as he jumps hero to hero. Picks up another kill for himself.
This is such a standard Aloha game right
just
here.
Run at them.
This is what he does. Bottom lane, Lich.
Looks like he's left will be punished there. Not too long down on the bottom lane. Navi 13 to 11 with the 1k gold lead, but as we can see, Vega, when they group up, they can take objectives pretty fast.
Dendi's a solid 3 levels over anyone else.
Sure, yeah, Dendi's brute, as you said at the start, it looked like he'd been indeed absolutely practicing it, playing like a
Blink Dagger.
Oh, the jumping spider. That's some Australian stuff here. This is the Aussie build.
I'm afraid. I don't like it. The blinking is be pretty interesting to get into the back lines.
Scanning.
I'm trying to think why else he would be getting it. Just easy ways to escape. Because they don't really have a blink. They don't really have catch right now, right? That's the problem with Vega's lineup. It's really only the Slardar for the good catch, so if he's able to just hide inside his touch one side and always look away. That's his mentality.
Thank you, G. It's the Viper. He's got a fair bit of magic resistance, not enough armor and such though to deal with that sort of a beatdown. Big kill, and G punished a fair few times now. Balls are there to keep Slayer off from slithering in. Does have a lower dance around. We'll see if a lower dance sees a chance to jump in for a free pick.
Oh, he definitely wants to go in.
He absolutely does. He wants to find someone for the ball. Does get moved to him, but he doesn't get the attacking in time, so he still gets the blink off, gets the kill. Sneko throws back the cast, but Slayer's in there with the crush, holds back the Witch Doctor, and Aloha Dance will be allowed to jump in, waltz himself back out, and he'll happily go back in if Navi do come out for this one.
Dendi shreds bottom tower in no time. Level 18 now, he's got max insatiable.
Oh, the jumping spider Monkaress. That's pretty scary. I mean, Dendi, yeah, he's not died at all this game.
Yeah, he's doing really well. 170 CS, almost 10 per minute. And that's a lot of Ancients too, not just neutrals.
Yeah, it really is. I'm not quite sure how many Ancients he did, but it's definitely been the difference and something that I should say the Brood players are very good at utilizing.
And they're doing a great job with this too, because the Brood is just infiltrating the whole bottom side of the map, while the Beastmaster and the other two are sitting up top. And this just gives Sven all the liberty to farm the jungle and just catch back up into this game, which is what we need to.
Would be a big kill up top. Lining up a low hard dance, but into the side. The Hawk for the vision, he blinks deep. Are they going to be able to get the stun off in time? Oh,
he gets it, Roger!
Oh, just in time. Finds the smash. They hold him down. Aloha will turn and he'll take a bit of the health off General. As the ult trying to walk it off the Nature's Wrath, bringing Navi down low, but the Maledict procs are there. Aloha will drop, they get the kill, and again, very nicely done there, that Navi sweep of the side lane jungle. Getting that Vega smash off just in time. That will be General's Blink Dagger done as well, thanks to that. So even better catch for the next kind of piece of play that Aloha Dance tries to go for in that sort of manner.
Navi has just way better heroes for finding people. They do have the blink now on Slayer at least, so now Vega can actually start to make their own aggressive plays rather than playing entirely, well, for the most part, reactive. Except for, of course, Mr. Aloha Dance, who's just been running at people non-stop. But they're trying to get Dendi. That's the big bounty.
It absolutely is. They need to do something about it.
They saw him under the ward too for that moment. So they could be expecting that he's farming. They put another ward down, they see him, and
he's not going to web here yet. Straight in. Got the crush, Afterlife coming through as well. There's no escape. Finally, they bring down the Spider. Afterlife gets a nice few hundred gold, and that is Dendi down indeed for a full minute. The levels that he's got. He's gone for a good amount of time. We'll see how much Vega can do with this period where he's off the map. Unfortunately for Vega, Roshan won't be up for until the longer respawn. A couple of minutes until that is back.
Perfect, though.
Checking it out.
That's like the right when they get the Blink Dagger, they get the biggest kill on the map.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Crystallize up top, find some space to push on this tier 1. Neko backs off away, the rest of Vega towards the middle. They'll have to let this one go for free. Crystallize, Blink, Halberd, a lot of ways to deal with this Ursa. Suddenly, Alana has to be very, very careful in this fight. Does nearly have the BKB halfway through the recipe and it will be there. At this point, a lot of ways to counteract that Ursa's jump potential.
Yeah,
with the triple blinks on all cores.
Yeah, the Halberd is going to be such a nice item this game. Just to disable the Ursa, the Viper, and just the evasion in general versus those two heroes. They don't build MPBs, not for a very, very long time.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
G's build actually this game go for the Maelstrom.
They throw the scan on top of Dendi, so they know that Dendi's there. They might actually just try to go. He reveals himself even for a moment, but all of Navi is in position there, and Vega puts a ward up, they see everybody, and they get the hell out of there.
Absolutely not the fight they want to take. Straight into the hands of Navi when they're as prepared as they are. We'll get out of that.
DD Ruin spawns top. Roche will be respawning in about 45-50 seconds or so.
Double damage!
At the same time, that'll be there. Aloha Dance should have the BKB goal. General. Money's there for the level 3 Necro on top of the blink, so still very solid progression on this Beastmaster. Not really getting too left behind this game. Farms looking pretty good on all cores. Yeah. Of course, to that slight lead for Navi, but very, very close here. 22 minutes in.
Big jump.
Him. That's the big one. Aloha Dance getting brought down very low. Can they keep him alive? They could not. He's gone for 50. Slayer tried to come in to help him. He'll slither himself away, but there's Dendi jumping forward on the Spider, gets the touch in. General's up there as well. And with these blinks, they've just got so much chase, Navi. They pick up a second. Roger, a little bit deep. He may just bring down the Lich with him, though, and he does. Gets a third for Navi. He'll take that. Make sure that the fight is incredibly convincing for the team, but there's no chance for Vega to do anything about this Roche, as Roshan spawns at the perfect time for Navi. It's the longer respawn, but it hits just in time for them to come in after this team fight. Afterlife is there.
But he gets blinked on instantly.
But it's 3 blink daggers. You cannot poke at this team when they've got this amount of jump. Navi get a 4. They get Roshan. Aegis into the hands of Dendi. G's into the hands of Crystallize. Your Scepter done on Roger, and Navi getting some real momentum now.
Getting massive amounts of levels too. Level 18 on the Sven, level 20 already on Brood, the big level for the Brood. You know, we get the 70 bonus attack speed on top of your max insatiable.
Then you got the full diffuser blade now.
Yeah, he is very strong. Now he can actually purge off that Lich armor, which is going to be a bit annoying him for bottom. Syndico. Just, you know, casualty of war.
Crystallize, about a recipe away from the BKB. He has enough for the mid-4 hammer.
It's looking pretty damn good for Navi, though. As we were mentioning, Vega, they drafted for the lanes. Lanes went pretty well, but now their team fight is very lackluster. They want to be able to push the lanes out, take fights on their own accord when Navi's out of position, but if Navi's grouped up, it's extremely difficult for them to play against this team right now.
Yeah, I think and the lanes just did not go as well as Vega needed. Just look at the fact that what's
Chain frosting as well to try to push the waves out. I mean, he has to keep the waves out. They can't take fights, especially until he just cheese.
Sven at the top of the network, Dendi second. I mean, these were two lanes that we did see at the start. You know, Crystallize didn't, you know, he wasn't able to get that quick farm at the beginning because of the pressure that Vega would put on, but he's made a fantastic recovery. He's exactly where Navi need him to be. And, you know,
oh shit, he might die here. At least once.
He's got the Aegis, yeah. The rest of his team are sort of coming over.
Oh, he might actually just die twice.
General sort of, is he going to go in and try and help this? He has got Crystallized there as well. They've mistimed it. Then he's out with a blink. He's running away. Slayer gets the gross evade, but General's there with the Raw. General, he is going to be the one to be punished. He gave his life for Dendi. Dendi will live.
Right, and Vega only has that starter for the catch, so that's definitely why he got the blink. That's kind of what I thought, but I had seen a couple blinks in the past. Like the stat came up and it was like 80 games this patch on Broodmother. 10 of them actually got the blink dagger, so it's becoming more of a common build so you can catch people. Roger, position bottom, waiting for Afterlife to show again. Patience.
No, Afterlife has to be careful. I mean, he does have a blink, but no sort of shadow blade or such to help him slink away if the Spirit gets his hands on him.
Damage as well on Afterlife instead of the health.
Oh,
he's fairly squishy.
Roger. Oh, just slightly off with the roll.
Yeah, I don't really see that too often anymore, going the damage. After Mind Control was playing in at TI, the Nature's Prophet, he pretty much always went like the tanky and stat heavy build. Top lane, glitch. He picked up one trying to put some points down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just, yeah, with the summons and the spiders, you know, that Vega Squadron and G worrying that they don't have enough to deal with it. So Maelstrom does help out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the Maelstroms are great. You always want a Maelstrom on Nature's Prophet, and I mean, the Viper, you can see the idea that they want to go with it. They're like, well, we don't want to keep fighting, we want to push lanes and bottom. Again, Aloha. Finding kills everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, you know, despite the fact that Navi have... Even though with those kills that this game shut down, Aloha is always going to be able to get those solo pickoffs if Navi's members get caught out of position.
They're back-to-back deaths on the Beastmasters too, who's their big like creator of space on Navi to find those pickoffs and just get a lot of information with the Hawk. Great wards coming out from Vega this game. Glitch very well. I don't want to say his name wrong, that's why I keep saying it. Zayak?
Zayak.
Okay,
we'll go with
Zayak for now.
Zayak. Double V.
Smoke coming out. They want to keep the momentum going. Beastmaster's dead for 15 seconds. They know that the map control is theirs for the time being. So they're on their way. Maybe going to be able to catch Dendi if possible.
Dendi will be the big one.
They're scouting. They're looking around.
Dendi's still hanging around up there. He will show himself. He's there.
Bottom though. Afterlife snipes the courier, but he's gonna put out this life now. Dendi blinks away. The dust catches on him, but he is slippery.
He is speedy as well.
Get the amp on him. He does.
G's there as well. Can they get him? He's gonna be able to blink in another couple of seconds, but the touch is in. Roger coming in, trying to help out Dendi. Turns with the two-man boulder smash. Again, Navi, every member just sort of giving their life to keep Dendi alive, and certainly in that case, Roger dying is absolutely worth it for Dendi to keep himself alive. But see, every little thing that Vega gets, even though it's not the Dendi kill, it is still a kill.
Yeah.
Navi had to be careful. Ideally, Dendi doesn't want to be having to play the runaway game each and every time. He wants to be able to fight with his team, especially with these highly offensive items, this Deso Diffusal.
He needs BKB. Super badly built to fight. That's the only way that Navi can fight around him. But the Vega's doing a really good job of, like we were saying, they want to be able to split the map up and catch people off guard so that Navi never has 5 together. And that's what they've been doing for the last several minutes. And Navi had Aegis and Cheese and they were still trying to take those pickoffs.
And in mid, Lowadon's immediately BKBs and runs there. And a further catch there. General did not have the Roar available, and even if it was there, with the full duration BKB, probably would not have tried for it. Go towards G though instead. General now has the rod, drops it down on G. G gets forced by one. Slayer, maybe the corrosive haze onto Denny. Denny as well. It's going to be pretty nice bouncing between Denny and Crystallize. Crystallize pops the BKB. They'll take down Slayer. They'll jump forward for G. Crystallize focusing down the low dance on the side. General's there as well. They have the death ward down. Navi grab 2. Vega losing G as well by the looks of it. The Maledict and Stormhammer will burst him down. Navi lose Dendi, but again, the team fight definitely going their way. They find 3, both Aloha Dance and G down for a full minute, neither with buyback available. We'll see how much Navi can do to punish this. That Sven and Beastmaster, they've got a huge amount of push. And without those 2 big cores, how do Vega deal with this? Navi could even try and threaten high ground, but we'll see how scared they are. Maybe those buybacks just being there.
Just playing into Lich armor too. So look how they kill the tower very slowly, and then if they even want to go for that high ground tower, it's 28 armor on it. I don't think they can even run it.
Consistently trying to hunt down Afterlife as he goes for the splendid DJ. Navi are forced to back off, but see again here, some really nice play as well from Crystallize. Prioritizing the right targets. You see as he comes in, he immediately watches out for a lower dance when the Ursa turns up.
Look at G though. G takes a lot of hits here because of the cast, so he's unable to actually Hurricane Pike Dendi away until like the very last moment. So G gets very low. He's unable to use most of his abilities on Crystallize. But that's that's the power of the BKB Sven too. And there's just so many things that they have to deal with from the side of Navi. There's just so many units, the Necro books, and just the better initiation and team fighting. We keep just talking about that one over and over again.
Look at this, Rog. With the invis. As the intel here, as he spots out alone, that'll be a huge catch to get him. Because of that, General's allowed to jump in. Slayer's there with the response. Gets the 2-man push to buy some time. And now with the BKB and the ult, he turns back to Rog for Rog. Rolls out in time, will survive as he's healed up by the Voodoo Restoration. Denim will self away. Denny now moving in. Slayer again with the crush, but Crystallize again. Perfect positioning. Jumps into place. Gets the stun down onto a low hard dance. Picks up a second. Crystallize is consistently impressing in this game, as he's coming in with some very tight carry performance on the Sven.
6 and 1, top of net worth when he got pretty much like aggro duel / tri lane, completely shut down. I mean, his team made a very incredible amount of space for him to do this and catch back up.
For sure,
but still, he knows when he needs to go in. He knows which targets to go for with the stuns as well. He's doing really well, and it's looking more and more difficult for Vega now. Once they get on
again, this is another period where there's no buyback on the Ursa. Vega taking a lot of damage here. The structures department, they'll lose not only mid but bottom as well. They do still have a tier 2 top. There won't be Mega Jet. Navi really starting to get quite the lead, and we always, we did worry about this with Vega's lineup if it got to this point, how they would deal with Navi fighting as 5.
Yeah, that's really what it is. The Blink Slaughter comes out and they can get some nice, neat catches and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's when Navi can group up, they are just so much stronger than Vega. It's unbelievable.
Dendi has the money for the BKB.
Look at that swing.
They've even got the money as well for Crystallize to finish off that AC.
The experience is absurd. That's almost 20,000 lead for them. Dendi's level 25, right? Alright, he's level 24. But very soon to be level 25 for that extra webs. So he can always be in the fights. He'll have boots and travel soon too, so he's going to be very speedy in the engagements.
No ball is just Navi playing much tighter as a team in comparison to Vega. G, he's farming these ancients for the low ground. Has to be careful. Snake jumps forward. BKB comes out. G in response turns towards Roger. Roger buying some time for himself with the York there. Again, the jump and Crystallize looks for a low dance. BKB and the ult's out. He hasn't got the damage, of course, to punch through that ult, but they have got the stun duration. The roar from General comes through the BKB onto the Ursa. Crystallize moves on for a second. Jump ball from General. Jump ball from Dandy. Everybody's jumping in onto G. Roger kicks him in the face, and Navi bring down a third.
Vega's probably pretty thankful right now that they have that tier 2 top. Because that might just be a big game over if they didn't have it.
I mean, it may even be that with a whole minute for both of the cores down. Navi seem pretty chill though, they're not pushing in, they want to play it safe, head towards the Roche pit, so...
Navi's gotten all the Roshans, right, as well?
Yes.
So you look at Vega's lineup, and yeah, they have Ursa, they have Slardar, they want to be getting Roche, taking fights with Aegises, and they haven't been able to get it much. Navi, just with their Vision lineup, always being able to get that. Here we see the fight again, entirely locked down for his whole BKB and Enrage.
Perfect play from General, getting the Roar in.
Just dead.
On that. And then just all these blinks, it's just chase after chase, kill after kill. So hard to hold that sort of play back if you're Vega's lineup against what Navi have. And indeed the line's drawn from Navi, they just want to play it textbook, get that tier 2, get the Megas. And now with an 11k gold lead, it looks very unlikely that Vega's going to be able to stop this at this stage. I really don't know what they do. You know, Ursus, we saw in that last fight, he has that Aghanims, was able to roar off one of the stuns, but Navi have great amounts of lockdown. Something that we weren't seeing in all of the games yesterday. You know, teams without the stuns, that's definitely not an issue here for Navi. They've got so much catch.
Are scanning.
Afterlife does now have, you know, Hex Mjolnir finished up, does a decent amount of damage in the fights because he went damage talent, he went attack speed talent as well, but he is not a team fighter. He's still just the split pushing. He wants to just keep trying to split push, but they can't fight. How are they going to take this next engagement? It's probably just going to be Navi wiping the floor and negotiating that last rack, because I don't see how they're able to take the fight versus this incredibly massive spend to the mother. And even Seneco's farmed. Like, everybody on the side of Navi now at this point, just because of the sheer net width advantage. It's incredibly durable.
How do you stop this push?
Jump in right away.
Straight indeed, onto Loadouts. Does get forced to the side, Chain Frost is thrown out, but Denny just BKBs, man's up against the bear. Loadouts still alive for the time being, heading back. Dendy moves forward, it will end up getting himself hexed. As now Vega can turn, beat down on the Spider. That's the Aegis pop. Seneco getting brought down by G. Crystallize comes in with the stun. Roger jumping forward as well. Gets the 3-man boulder smash off into the Magnetize. He will get taken down almost early. Uses himself, buys some time. Again, oh, he's the cheese. Rolls out. It doesn't matter. Not going to make it. The Bears there ready and waiting. As Navi actually lose the Aegis. They lose the cheese. They lose 2 heroes. And Vega, they do hold on to that. So a very
totally
strong
wrong.
defense.
Right, I said they're just gonna kill everybody, and they somehow turn it around, and there's no
done.
They didn't even take it. They did no building
Get
damage.
crystallized. That would be juicy. BKB still on cooldown for 15 seconds. Oh, he's been artesied. There's no way to chop his way out. Jump forward, has the halberd, which will slow down Loadouts a little bit. And yeah, indeed, with the Spider's appearance, Loadouts, he has to run. He can't hide. Zayak and G are there. Slayer does come forward. Now they can look to turn. Crystallize BKB's back up, but he's being Viper Strike. The kite is real. He's slowed down, has to blink himself away. Dendy still trying to fight up against the law, but there's Afterlife. This Hex on the Nature's Prophet, changing absolutely everything at this stage of the game. And suddenly Vega,
Oh my goodness.
they're back. They're winning fights. They're holding on to the game despite all odds.
That was very unexpected. I feel like Navi really just over jumped it though, and to be honest with you, even in the base, like they went super hard on that Ursa. They didn't even think like, oh, maybe he has buyback or anything. Maybe they have 4 steps, different ways to save him. It's a very deep way to kind of go rather than just kind of slow siege it and wait for the fight to kind of come to you. They really just wanted to just end it there.
Great plays from Afterlife as well. Did of course cost him the use of that buyback to get in. And now he is. He's not getting out of this. Slayer. It's a cute little 3-man crush, but there's just no damage follow-up at the time. Zayak throws out a Chain Frost. And still backing off G. Being moved forward, but Seneco there. Crystallizes just ready to turn. Drops down the stun. Death Ward's there. Takes down the Lich. They'll move forward onto G. He's surrounded by Navi. This time, this fight should be the end of the game. As double kills there for Crystallize. G will buy back. They're trying their best to hold on. But Navi, with 4 members ready to beat down and take the fight here, can Vega really hold with just 2 alive? It is their 2 cores.
Seneco taunting as well.
Lower dance, he's trying for it. Straight in with the BKB, looking towards General. General forced back. Yeah, shot, but now Navi just turns. Stuns there with the Maledict. Paralyzing Cask as well. A low dance has gone for 77. GG well played is called as they finally tap out. And Navi take game 1. A few hiccups towards the end, but overall, very convincing for Navi and very strong. Crystallize and Dendi, some top tier core plays.
Yeah, that was the push I was talking about. That's
what you expected
Yeah, that's
to
what I
see first
expected.
time.
No, but it's true. Like, you know, they were at such a deficit. You kind of expect Navi to be able to crush them out with that. But yeah, overall, I mean, Vega had some decent lanes and stuff, but they're running an Ursa